Today, we're diving into something really powerful, a way to face the future when you have no idea what's coming. And we're going to look at it through the lens of one incredible story, an amazing act of trust that all kicks off with a really simple question.
I mean, think about it. This question hits every single one of us at some point, right? Maybe it's a career change, a new relationship, or just some personal challenge that pops up out of nowhere. You're standing at a crossroads, and the path forward is just fog. You can't see a thing. And that is a terrifying place to be.
And in those moments, what's our first instinct? Usually, it's fear. We want guarantees. We want a detailed map, a five-star review of what's coming next. But life just doesn't work that way, does it? Instead, it asks for a leap of faith. And that's what we're going to break down today. How in the world do you make that leap?
To really get this, we're going to dig into a really famous story. Think of it as a case study in what it means to say yes when you don't have all the answers. This is the story of yes, and it's a masterclass in what you might call radical trust. So the story centers on this young woman, Mary. She pretty much had her life figured out, you know? Simple, clear. But then, all of a sudden, she's presented with a future that is completely off the map. I mean, it's huge, it's world-changing, and it's something she could never, ever have seen coming.
And her response to this absolutely life-altering news is this one sentence. And you have to understand, this is not a statement of defeat. It's a declaration of incredible trust. It is the absolute heart of this whole idea. Instead of fighting it, instead of running away, she actually consents to it.
But here's what's so fascinating. This wasn't some blind, passive acceptance. Not at all. We can actually break her response down into a three-step process. First, she acknowledged what was happening. She didn't deny it, she faced it head-on. Second, she questioned for clarity. She asked, how can this be? Now, this wasn't her pushing back. It was her trying to understand. She was looking for information, not an exit. And only then, third, did she consent with trust. It's an active choice, and it's a really powerful strategy we can all learn from.
So her personal story actually gives us this incredible framework. Let's kind of formalize this a bit. Turn it into a model we can really understand and maybe even use in our own lives when we're the ones staring into the fog.
So we can call this the Marian affirmation. It's basically a model for saying yes to a future you can't see, not because you're being naive, but because you have faith in the bigger picture, even if all the little details are fuzzy. It's kind of like trusting the destination, even when you don't have turn-by-turn directions from your GPS.
And to put this into practice, it means letting go of that white-knuckle grip we all try to have on life, right? That need to control every little thing. It's about believing there's a purpose unfolding even when it makes no sense. And you know what? There's an amazing freedom in that kind of surrender. You stop worrying about 1,000 things that might happen, and you just focus on the one choice in front of you today, the choice to say yes. Okay, so let's get practical. How do we actually make this shift in our own lives? How do we go from a mindset of fear to one of trust when we're facing our own big unknowns? Well, this slide just lays it out so perfectly. On the left, you've got the fear-based way, needing absolute control, focusing only on the obstacles, and just being driven by that endless anxious question of what if, what if? But then look at the right side. That's the trust-based approach. It's all about being open to possibility, having faith that things will work out, and being guided by a totally different question, what could be? And that one little shift in question from what if to what could be changes absolutely everything.
Now, it is so important to get this straight. Trust is not passive. It's not about just sitting back and letting life happen to you. It is an active, really courageous choice. It's a decision to engage with whatever's coming from a place of openness and strength, instead of letting anxiety run the show. Honestly, it takes way more courage to trust than it does to fear.
And so that brings us right back to you. The final question is the one you have to take with you. Just look at your own life, right now, at whatever uncertainties you're facing. Is there a scary, unknown path that's asking for your trust? What yes is your future inviting you to say?